What if I told you that the 240-pound face cream sitting behind glass at the beauty counter and the 8-pound pot buried in the middle aisle at Aldi have more in common than either brand would ever admit? Because here's what the prestige beauty world doesn't want you to work out. A huge slice of that luxury price tag isn't the formula. It's the jar, it's the marketing, it's the shop you're standing in. And once you know what to actually look for on an ingredient label, that spell breaks fast. Today we're counting down 8 Aldi Lacura skincare finds that go toe-to-toe with the products people happily pay 10, 20, even 50 times more for. Some of them genuinely hold their own. A couple, I'll be honest with you, don't fully match the original. And I'll tell you exactly where the expensive one still wins, because that's the difference between a real breakdown and a sales pitch. Stick around for number 2, an 8-pound cream that copies a 240-pound icon right down to the lid, and number 1, a night cream standing in for a 500-pound legend. Before we start, hit subscribe if you'd rather read the label than the price tag. That's the whole point of this channel, putting what's actually in the bottle back in your hands, so you're the one deciding what a product is worth, right? Let's get into it. Ranked from clever little swaps all the way up to genuinely jaw-dropping value. Number 8. The Lacura Pineapple Sea Face Serum, the brightening starter that costs less than your coffee. This one goes up against the Glow Recipe Pineapple Sea Bright Serum, a Sephora shelf favorite. Both are built around vitamin C, and here's the honest part. Vitamin C is one of the most genuinely well-studied brightening ingredients in all of skincare. It's not hype, it earns its reputation. Where they part ways is form and concentration. Glow Recipe leans on a specific stabilized blend, and the Lacura is a lighter, gentler take. So think of it less as an identical clone and more as the easiest, cheapest way to see whether a vitamin C step actually does anything for your skin before you commit real money. For a few pounds, that's a smart place to start. It's probably sitting on a shelf a 5-minute drive from you right now. Number 7. The Lacura Watermelon Gel Moisturizer, the lightweight glow getter, 5 pounds against the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow, which runs around 31. Both formulas share 2 real workhorse ingredients, niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, and both of those are properly backed by research, niacinamide for tone and barrier support, hyaluronic acid for holding water in the skin. Now, I won't oversell it. Past those 2 hero actives, the supporting formulas drift apart, so it's not a molecule for molecule twin, but as a fresh gel textured moisturizer for combination or oily skin. It's a lovely little pot for the price. Keep it in the fridge and it's a summer morning in your bathroom cabinet. Number 6. The Lacura BHA Clearing Cleanser, the breakout fighter with a catch. People line this up against Paula's Choice, the science-led brand whose 2% BHA is a genuine cult product. Both use salicylic acid to get into pores and lift the gunk that causes spots. But here's where I have to be straight with you because it matters. A cleanser rinses straight off. Paula's Choice is a leave-on exfoliant that sits and works. So they're doing genuinely different jobs, and the Aldi cleanser won't replicate leave-on results. Anyone who tells you it does is selling you something. What it is a gentle, effective daily salicylic cleanse for a fraction of the cost. And if your skin runs sensitive, ease in slowly. Fair, useful, no fairy tales. That's a bathroom shelf staple, not a miracle. If you're starting to see the pattern here, that the label tells you far more than the price ever does, do me a favor and tap that like button. It genuinely helps this land in front of people who are tired of being upsold. And if you haven't subscribed, that's what we do here every week. Read the bottle so you don't have to. Right, back to it. Number 5. The Lacura Avocado Eye Retinol Sleeping Mask, the gentle introduction to retinol. Not even 5 pounds, standing in for the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Retinol Sleeping Mask at around $41. And this is a great example of an honest dupe, because the two actually share 13 ingredients. That's a real overlap, not a coincidence. Here's the nuance though. Retinol sits much lower down the Aldi ingredient list, which means a gentler, lighter dose, and the Glow Recipe version is sulfate-free and cruelty-free, if that matters to you. So if you're retinol curious but nervous about irritation, the Lacura is a genuinely sensible, low-commitment way in. Slather it on before bed and let it work while you sleep. It's 5 pounds of let's just try it sitting on your nightstand. Number 4, the Lacura Cleansing Balm, the award winner that sells out for a reason. This is the one people compare to the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm, that roughly 46-pound icon that melts through makeup like butter. The Aldi Balm has won awards and vanishes off shelves every time it drops. And that's not marketing, that's shoppers voting with their baskets. Will diehards tell you Elemis still edges it on that plush, multi-texture mini facial feel? Some will, and they're not wrong that the original's lovely, but for the everyday job of taking your face off at the end of the day, this holds up beautifully at a fraction of the price. If you see it in store, grab 2, because next week it'll be gone. Number 3, the Lacura Perfect Skin Tint, the Your Skin But Better filter. Lined up against Fenty's Eavesdrop, the lightweight tint everyone reaches for when they want coverage that doesn't feel like anything. The Lacura blurs pores, evens out tone, and gives that fresh, barely there finish. And because the price gap is so wide, you can grab 2 shades and mix your own perfect match. It's not a pixel for pixel identical formula, but as a skin-first, no-effort base, it seriously delivers. That's the tube you'll actually reach for on a rush Tuesday. Number 2, the Lacura Face Cream, the 8-pound twin of a 240-pound legend. Here it is. This is the one that looks almost eerily like Augustinus Bader's The Cream. Same sleek tube, same gold lid, at 8 pounds 49 for 50 milliliters against 240 pounds for the same size. Now I promised you honesty, so here's the crucial bit most videos skip. Augustinus Bader's entire reputation rests on a patented complex they call TFC8, and that is proprietary. It is not in the Aldi cream, and no 8-pound pot is going to secretly contain it. So this isn't the same formula in disguise. What it is a genuinely pleasant, rich moisturizer that looks the part and hydrates well for pennies on the pound. Buy it for what it truly is, a lovely cheap cream, not for magic it doesn't contain. And honestly, for most people, on most days, that's more than enough sitting on the bathroom shelf. Number 1, the Lacura Caviar Illumination Night Cream, the 500-pound experience for the price of lunch. Top spot, and it's the one that stands in for Prairie Skin Caviar, a pot that runs around 500 pounds. The Lacura leans on caviar extract and a peptide complex to hydrate, firm, and soften the look of fine lines. Real talk on the caviar. That ingredient is doing more for the luxury feel than it is for any proven anti-aging miracle. The actual workers here are the peptides and the rich hydration, and those genuinely earn their place in a good night cream. So what you're getting is a plush, luxurious feeling nighttime treat that pampers your skin without emptying your account. Of everything on this list, that's the widest gap between what it costs and what it delivers, which is exactly why it takes the crown. Smooth it on tonight and feel the difference by morning. So there you have it. If you made it to the end, you've just picked up the one skill the beauty industry really doesn't want you to have: reading a product for what's actually in it instead of what it costs. Because the truth running through this whole list is simple. Most of the time you're paying for the jar and the marketing, not the molecules. Smash that like button if this changed how you'll shop the aisle. And drop me a comment. Which one surprised you most? Are you Team Caviar Night Cream, Team 8-pound Augustinus lookalike, or Team award-winning Cleansing Balm? I read every single one. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a breakdown. I'd love to have you on this journey with us, because sometimes the smartest thing on the shelf isn't behind the glass counter. Sometimes it's hiding in the middle aisle, waiting for you to read the label.